From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Tuesday, April 18th, 2023.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Keith Matheny. A contracted employee who had worked in the Billerud paper mill facility in Escanaba has died from blastomycosis, a fungal infection whose outbreak has affected nearly 100 employees, contractors, or visitors to the Upper Peninsula paper mill. As the local health department announced the death of the contracted worker, whose name was not disclosed, Billerud officials announced they will be temporarily closing down the Escanaba mill for up to 3 weeks, as the mill is deep cleaned and investigation intensifies into why the unusual outbreak is occurring. The mill had previously continued operations despite last month learning of the blastomycosis outbreak, for which more than 90 people, mostly employees, have confirmed or suspected cases, with about 12 requiring hospitalization. The company was doing cleanups and encouraging employees to wear N95 masks as local, state, and federal health and occupational safety agencies investigate, but now has determined a temporary shutdown is appropriate. Blastomycosis is caused by a fungus that is found in soil and rotting wood in places like the UP. Its spores can enter a person's body and transform into a yeast that can affect the lungs or spread to other parts of the body. Most people don't get sick. Some have cold or flu-like symptoms, and rarely, others can have serious complications or even die. The outbreak is very unusual because the disease isn't transmitted person to person. Billerud officials say it's the only industrial outbreak like this ever documented in the U.S.
From breaking news reporter Noor Rahal. It's bad enough worrying about hackers in your social media or bank accounts. Now consumers aren't even safe charging their phone. The latest cyber theft tactic is called juice jacking. Hackers are hiding skimming devices inside public USB ports and charging cables, according to the Michigan Department of Attorney General. The installed malware gains access to your device as soon as you plug it in and can lock you out or export personal data and passwords. Public charging stations are usually found in airports or hotel lobbies, so when your phone is low on battery again, keep the following information in mind before charging it at a public kiosk. In a news release issued Monday, the Michigan AG's office warned consumers, quote, "Juice jacking can happen in 2 ways, by plugging a device into a public USB port with your own charging cable or by using an infected cable provided by someone else." End quote. The Federal Communications Commission, quote, "has even reported incidents of infected cables being given away as promotional gifts." End quote. For more information on the story, including tips on how to avoid juice jacking, you can search for Noor Rahal's article, Juice Jacking Dangers, Michigan AG Issues Warning on Latest Cyber Theft Tactic, on Freep.com.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department, checking in on a not-so-insignificant signing for the Detroit Lions. They are bringing back defensive back Saivion Smith. Now, as you may remember, in Smith's first career game last season, he suffered a scary neck injury at New England that called for an ambulance to be rolled onto the field to take him to the hospital. Smith was paralyzed for some 20 seconds on that field on that October afternoon, ending his season. He eventually had neck fusion surgery in November, but the 25-year-old will seemingly be ready for the upcoming year. In a little more than a week from now, the Lions will be adding to their team a little bit more via the NFL Draft. Stick with the Free Press in the coming days as Dave Burkett previews what the team can do at each major position group over the 3-day extravaganza.
For more from the Detroit Free Press, visit Freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.